Architectural Builder Supply is pleased to present you with this recording of the technical question that is listed in the title of this video.
This call may be monitored and recorded for quality assurance.
Looking at a concealed hinge door, need a, probably a heavy-duty type hinge. I was looking at the SOSS and the Suga and the Simmons werk. Texas. Was wondering if you had any opinion on those or anything on what would be a good heavy-duty application.
I do have an opinion. I'm old school, so SOSS was going to be my official party platform when it comes to concealed. The downside that the millennial will tell me is that, well, they're not adjustable, so therefore they're not as good. And I say, well, if you're a carpenter and you know how to use a router, you don't need adjustment. Right. So, coming from a background of personally having machined tens of thousands of doors, I don't need adjustment. I can read a tape measure. I can operate a router. The reason the substance I put below that, other than just just being tunnel visioned on it, is I'm suspect of a hinge that is dependent on screws and some thread lock, keeping the hinge and the door, therefore, in position. It's nice long-term to tweak the door and move it a little bit, but long-term, a screw that's going to loosen with time. Now, I've talked to... it may be true. I've talked to another old-timer who's old-timer, and he's assured me I've not seen any problems yet, but how long have these hinges been on the market? What is it like 15 years down the road? Does it become a major disaster for someone when they've got a home 30 years old and it's full of Texas or Sugatsuni? I don't know if it's a problem, but, old man SOSS, he built one hell of a hinge, and we've done some really wicked stuff with SOSS hinges in terms of weight, and I find that they're beautiful. And I'm not convinced that I need to have three-way adjustability. I've got a guy in Texas who orders them from me, and the reason he does is because he needs that. His installers, his machiners, those guys need that. They're not going to get it dead on, because you got to be dead on. You got to be where the template says. So, that's my opinion for whatever it's worth. Plus, the SOSS material is going to prove to be noticeably less expensive. And ain't never going to need to be adjusted because it don't move. Now, I saw in all the SOSS I've ever sold, I saw one hinge. A customer walked in just about 2 months ago, and the hinge was bent. I says to him, I've never seen this. I've done SOSS with granite laminated to the face of a 14-gauge steel door. I've never seen this. And I said to him jokingly, was someone doing chin-ups on the door? And he says the kids literally got on top of the door and were sitting on top of the door. I says, okay, that doesn't count. That doesn't count. So,
all right. Well,
that's my opinion. I like it a lot. I'd be very motivated to mortise correctly when the hinge is half the cost. That would motivate me. Okay.
Oh yeah, definitely. Okay. Well, thank you so much. Do you recommend any sort of particular number on the SOSS? I guess it would depend on the weight and etc. I guess
the weight and the thickness. Yes, sir. I mean, if you've got 1 3/4 doors, you're looking at 2 16s or 2 18s. That's the bottom line. 2 18s is the one for full size doors.
Okay. All right, then. Well, thank you so much. I'm looking at, a pretty heavy door, so I was needing something pretty substantial. But,
how heavy?
All right. Probably up to 100 to 150 pounds, probably.
Okay. That is, while it's heavy for me to lift, because I'm an old man now, that is, in the world of hinges, especially SOSS, that is lightweight. That is...
Oh, is it? Okay.
That's bantamweight at the most. So,
Okay.
you know, truthfully, that's a 216 job right there. You know,
Okay.
that is not heavy whatsoever. If you were to say 400 pounds, I would say, okay, let's start talking about pivots. But yeah, no, you are well within the scope. Yes, sir.
Well, I am so glad I talked to you. Thank you so much.
It's been my pleasure. Thank you. Have Merry Christmas.
Okay. You too. Thank you.
Bye.
Architectural Builders Supply hopes you have enjoyed this program.